Alright, so we're going to show you where the front and rear jack points are on this Mazda CX-5. You need the jack points so that you can get it on all four jack stands. Okay, so what I do for safety is I end up having the car held up by 2 floor jacks and 4 jack stands, with the weight of the vehicle on the jack stands and the floor jacks being right there, where if any jack stand would fail, the floor jack would catch it immediately and give you time to get out from under the vehicle. So coming in from the front, Mazda logo right in the middle. The front jack point is right in the middle. So behind this plastic skid plate, there is a dimpled piece of metal, and that's where our floor jack is. So it is on this dimpled piece of metal in between 2 bolts. Okay, so in front of that dimpled piece of metal you have the plastic skid plate, and behind the dimpled piece of metal you have what looks like a heat shield for the exhaust, which would not be able to support any weight. So you got to make sure that your floor jack is on this solid piece of metal right there. And then we're going to show you another angle from the side. So the reason I came in from the driver's side was because all of our oil work is done right in this area, and this keeps our floor jack out of our way as much as possible. Whereas if I would have came in from the front, I could have probably still done that if I'd have angled it over my way and just kind of left this area open. But okay, another look at our front jack point. You might get a better shot over on this side. So when you pick your angle, you got to pick it carefully, because you want your jack stand already there and see where you need it at. I also got to get to my tire rotation. So this vehicle does give enough distance in between the tire and the jack point here for me to get all this in there, which is nice. So on this car, your jack stands need to go on this inner rail here. This outer rail is just plastic, but on the inner rail you're going to have these cutouts where you can see metal, and you want your jack stand in the center of that if possible. So then you can kind of see up in there what I was talking about, where you've got this heat shield. You don't want to put your floor jack on that heat shield, and then you've got this metal right here. That's where we're jacking it up. And then in front of that you got plastic skid plate, which you don't want to jack up on that. So that's what it looks like. That's your front jack point. Our rear jack point come right under the back. We put our floor jack in beyond the muffler, beyond the suspension, and then on the next bar that goes across right here, there's a dip right there on this side of the muffler, on the driver's side of the muffler. There's a low point, and that's our jack point from the back of the vehicle. So that's easy to find as well. So that's where we're at in the back. So those are your front and rear jack points. So what we do is we jack it up on floor jacks, get our jack stands in place, get the car lowered onto the jack stands, and then once all 4 jack stands are holding it up, then we jack our floor jacks back up to where they're just contacting, so that if any jack stand would fail, the car's not going to fall.